Howdy, folks. We're open, or we started a little bit early because Dandelion was like, "We're already talking about politics in the back. We might as well go live now."
Sorry, my fault. I had
the
stream open, but I wasn't near my computer. I had to rush over and turn off the volume on the screen. Sorry.
Yeah, she wanted to pull a Bill O'Reilly. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah.
It's all fine. It's all fine by me. I'm a Methodist. I like starting early.
Hello.
Howdy, LDG.
Hello. Testing.
I got that one.
All right, so
Here we go.
we were already talking about the birthright citizenship case by the Supreme Court, where they agreed 5-2 to uphold birthright citizenship and basically overturning Trump's executive order.
And it was the right call to make.
And yeah, I believe everyone on the panel, including our lone conservative, unless LDG is against it, agrees that upholding birthright citizenship is the right call.
Oh. You mean right now?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's the smartest thing to do right now. You got the entire political party in power trying to get rid of it. So I don't know if it's the best call at the moment. Do we need it? Yeah, eventually, yeah. But like right now, it's kind of dangerous.
Why do you think the birthright citizenship is dangerous?
The Republican Party.
Because if you're freaking for it, everyone against it's gonna hurt you. Trump's not gonna want to.
Oh, you think that just because of the people against it, being for it is a bad thing because they might attack you for it.
Exactly. No, not might. No. Not might. No. Will.
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused about the Floridian explanation. Can you reiterate that for us Californians, LDG?
Thank you, Elihu. I didn't understand it either.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell?
Well, then you must be blind then, because everybody who's gone against Trump right now has been freaking demonized and weaponized. Look what happened to Anthropic, for God's sakes.
But never hurt physically, huh?
Wait. What does Anthropic have to do with birthright citizenship?
You're asking me if birthright citizenship of being for it is dangerous. I'm telling you it is because the current powers in place are against it. And
no.
Powers in place exercise.
You mentioned, you said we were talking about birthright citizenship, and you're bringing up Anthropic. I have no idea what the parallel is.
Because
I'm confused.
Anthropic went up against Trump, saying they did not want the government using their AI for weaponization or mass surveillance.
That's military applications, dude. It has nothing to do with birthright citizenship.
Can you guys can you do me a favor and shut up until I finish, and then you can tear my balls apart? Can you wait until I unzipper my fly before you kick me in the balls? Okay, please. Is that okay? Can I finish? So
yeah, I'll shut up.
I love to hear progressive argue my side.
I understood you, Pickles. I know what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying, right? Like,
yes, there's no relationship. What you're saying is going against Trump in any manner for anything can have repercussions.
Yeah,
just as soon not talk about it at all. It seems like all the more reason to talk about it because they can't go after everybody.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to stick to my beliefs and opinions regardless of what the government might do to me or what their supporters might do to me.
What do you want me to say? You're talking to somebody, you're literally talking to somebody who thinks all you need to be American is want to be American, because that's my rule.
Let me ask you a question, LDG.
Birthright.
Let me ask you a question.
Bullshit. If you want to be American, all you have to do is want to be one to be one.
Let me ask you a question, LDG.
Curriculum.
I want to ask you a question about this. You kept on saying the only reason you want to be American is because you want to be an American. Number one, in order to do that as a foreign citizen, you have to pay a shitload amount of money, 80% times than when it originally was when Trump came in office. It was about an average of $1,100. Now it's about $3,000 to $5,000 to become an American citizen. A lot of people cannot afford that. Number two, you still have not answered yes or no. Do you believe in birthright citizenship? Yes or no, without any explanation.
I believe in something better than birthright citizenship, but at least we could use every little bit that we have. And if birthright citizenship was a thing, then we should
I
keep
love
it.
it. I
But
love it.
Yes
I
or
still-
no,
I still-
LDG?
you know-
Yes
you
or
know-
no? Yes or no? Do you
Yeah.
believe in
How
birthright
do I,
citizenship?
Danny
Yes or
Lang, how
no?
do I answer this? How do I answer
Just
this,
say
Danny
you
Lang? 'Cause
do.
obviously
Yes.
I'm lacking.
Yes, you do.
Yes
Okay,
or no?
I do.
Citizenship is
I
fine.
do. Yeah, on
You do believe in
on relief
birthright
of my
citizenship.
counsel, I will say yes on that. Then yes.
No, he
Okay, good.
obviously
Then
thinks
we all do agree.
yeah.
It took us 20 minutes to get there, but we all do agree.
That's because we asked LDG, and yeah, you're getting very close to getting banned. This is a joke because of the 6-7 jokes.
What 6-7? What?
Siete CS, siete CS, siete CS.
Because
on
this is the
Israel.
67th episode of pre-show politics.
Oh.
Yeah.
I made the joke
Oh,
saying
I
no
see.
6-7 jokes. So he's doing a bunch of 6-7 jokes in the comments.
And I got kicked off for saying it in Spanish.
I mean, I don't know. I guess
Somebody's got to
birthright.
make the jokes.
I guess birthright doesn't actually hold my prerequisite because you don't actually choose to be born. Like I said, if you want to be American, then you're that. Last time I checked, all you have to do is have a different belief and be okay with everybody else's different belief, and there you go. That's like the chorus fucking thing you need to be American. As
I
long
got a
as you're
question.
not-
I got a question about this. I got a question about what-
quotas on how many people can apply for citizenship each year. There are quotas. You cannot go over that quota.
Those
Yeah.
are
It means
artificial
that
quotas.
everybody who wants to apply for citizenship has to follow within that first, however many hundreds of thousands they're allowing into the country every year legally.
Yeah, that
but
was
can we
one of the
change
issues.
that number? That
Hold on,
number's
hold on,
temporary, isn't it?
LDG. Let me talk before you get on to a rant. That's one of the issues that me and Mrs. Vile have about trying to get married versus to get her a green card type visa instead of their tourist visa that she has, because the amount of green cards allowed for marriage from the United States or from Mexico to the United States, as in one of the persons is from Mexico, they run out of those applications within an hour on January 1st. That's how few there are.
I'm fully aware of that. That's why I brought up the quota issue in the first place. That's why so many people are just coming over to the border and having their children and hopefully get to stay here, but often don't get to stay here, so they take their child back to wherever they came from. That child doesn't grow up American.
I got a question for the panel. Republican Mike Johnson was saying yesterday, along with a couple other prominent Republicans, about the Supreme Court decision. They want to either amend the amendment or put a restriction on it, such as preventing pregnant women from entering this country.
They already can.
Which amendment are you talking about? Because that's
14th.
not in an amendment.
The 14th Amendment.
No, the birthright citizenship was codified in the 14th Amendment.
Yes, it was. I'm sorry. You're right. I apologize. Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry.
So-
I thought we were talking about the illegal immigrants again.
Well, again, I don't have an issue with 99% of illegal immigrants are here because they're either migrants or they're here for
Agreed.
other reasons. So I don't have a problem with them.
Agreed.
You know what's
However,
funny?
in the places where a bunch of people have gotten together, a bunch of it used to be like Little Italy, little Ireland or whatever, and then you'd have Little Chinatown and all that stuff. Those were all separate cultures, and they stayed in their separate cultures, but they didn't.
And I had to prove
protest
that
and
message.
harass people who were not.
I had to prove this message that's being highlighted right now.
I don't know why.
Maybe
I know.
Maybe the solution is the reverse. So instead of trying to get rid of birthright citizenship, why don't you make it 1,000,000 times more valid? Basically meaning if you have a kid in America, your kid stays here and you leave. They're no longer. So if they come from Japan, you're no longer Japan. Now you're American and now you have to stay. Your parents got to go. Now nobody wants to come to America to have a baby because their kid's going to get stuck here. Sorry,
You
your
want
kid's
separate
American.
families?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, might as well
No.
make it. If it's
Hold
birthright
on.
citizenship,
Hold
that
on,
baby is
LDG.
now American. You're not taking that baby away from us now. We're keeping it. You're going back.
LDG.
We're keeping it, baby.
While I understand where you're coming from, let me make it clear to you right now.
Gunshots or fireworks.
Hold on, before he goes on. You guys talk about it. As of right now, in the United States, we have about 250,000 children in foster care or in the or in orphanages.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've
These are
adopted
children-
2 children. How many people have you adopted?
Two.
Yeah, but you're missing the point, right? People are not going to want to come here now. Now it's the other way around. Now if they know their kid's going to be taken from them, they're not going to come here and try to have the baby here.
Dude, the Trump administration is making this physically impossible for people to come into this country because within about an hour of him being sworn in, the CPAC application shut down. Then after his speech, he said anybody who actually is trying to apply has to stay in that country no matter what, even if it's for asylum. He has made this thing very, very fucking difficult.
Well, again, I'm not going to go. I don't want to go too far into this, but you cannot apply for asylum without being in the country. It's not how asylum works. You can't apply for asylum while you're in another country. You have to go to the country that you want to apply for asylum into, enter illegally, and then ask for asylum.
Yeah, that's what
That
Mike
is how
Johnson is basically
asylum has
trying to
always
change.
worked. In the last 2,000 years of asylum seekers, that's how it's worked.
Yeah, and that Mike Johnson is basically pushing it, saying that if you apply for asylum, you have to apply in the country you're going to before you come to America.
Well, doesn't that mean you just go to the freaking embassy? That's
If
American
the embassy
ground,
is willing
right?
to take you in and take on the responsibility.
No. What's easier?
Then the embassy will.
What is you're missing the point. What is easier, trying to come to America and jump the gates, or just up a fence at your freaking local embassy? I'm pretty
Most
sure if you're
embassies
talking
will
about
not
getting
accept
illegally,
Right.
you can just,
Hold on.
as soon as you hop the fence, you'd be like, asylum, asylum, asylum.
Yes, you can enter an embassy or a consulate to request asylum because that is technically American soil.
Just ask to use the bathroom. They let you in, and then you cry asylum.
Have you ever been to a consulate or a embassy in another country, LDG?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I have. Because when I lost my wallet down in Mexico, I went to the consulate to make sure I could get back to the U.S. without any form of identification. Now, I can tell you right now, only once you enter the doors will they allow you. Is it considered U.S. soil? Outside the doors, even within the gates, is not considered American soil.
Oh, wait a second. I've seen movies before where they.
I know you've seen movies.
Yeah,
those are fucking
Yeah.
movies, LDG. They don't count.
Exactly. Don't trust Hollywood to give you the right information.
Now, they won't allow anyone inside the building who doesn't work at that building. They talk to you through a fence or through a window.
There's glass fingerprint scanners.
That way you can't do that kind of stuff. Exactly what you're talking about. You can ask to apply for asylum. They will give you a number if you can, and then later on that day they will let you inside to actually complete the paperwork. But if they say no, you're just
Which they
screwed.
usually do. They usually say no because it's part of it would be a violation against the host country if they did.
And
It would have
most
to be a real good
most
reason.
consulates.
You don't have to go in. Just get on the roof, right? If
How
the
do
roof
you?
is the same
What
as
do you?
in, if
If
you're
you get on the roof, they
building,
can
then
shoot
in
you.
the building.
Are you fucking kidding me, LDG?
But then you cry asylum, like get on your knees and.
Oh yeah,
asylum.
LDG. I would love to see you pretend to be a Mexican immigrant, crossing the border and yelling at a bunch of Proud Boys. I'm requesting asylum. I'm requesting asylum. They would just shoot you. They would just shoot you, motherfucker.
As long as someone was recording it live on YouTube, I'd be fine.
Yeah, and they would be proud. They would show that on YouTube. They would put that on YouTube saying, "Hey, we just killed another one."
Absolutely. They would put it on YouTube. They would put it all over the news media too.
then the current administration would give those people a medal for defending the U.S.
That's right. I don't agree with everything that the current administration does, but I am a hardcore Republican. So yeah, I could see them. I could see the ICE agents or the Proud Boys not getting prosecuted for that.
Mhm.
We already know
that
that
I
they won't get
disagree with.
prosecuted if they shoot an American citizen.
Well,
Yeah,
I disagree with that
actually,
too.
Mr. CCDV, they did get prosecuted, but Trump gave them a presidential pardon.
No.
We're not talking about the January
Enrique,
6th.
I'm talking about Enrique, one of the leaders of Proud Boys, who physically
Excuse me.
assaulted police officers and damaged a window at the Capitol building. Later was given a presidential pardon. Then
No.
a couple months later was arrested for assaulting a police officer. So yeah, they did get arrested, but they got presidential pardon.
But I'm talking about specifically the recent cases back in January, January and February, when we had Minnesotans actually shot who are American citizens.
Renee Good and Andrew Petty.
Yes, and neither one of those
Right.
people got prosecuted, or at least
Well, no,
not
they
criminally.
were investigated. They were investigated, but it was considered a good shoot.
No, they weren't even investigated. In fact, what they did is they investigated Renee Good's wife, not the person who shot her.
And the DOJ has said that they are refusing to release any body damage from Alex Petty's shooting.
Well, you
I
don't
haven't
need
heard
to.
about Alex Petty's shooting, so
They,
Oh, hey,
they
Chris, I
don't
didn't see
need
you
to.
come up there. What?
They didn't need to do that though, because we already know from.
I know
all the
we
cell
kind of
phone
drifted off.
footage.
We kind of drifted off, Gap.
Anyways,
Hey, Gap.
what's the first? It's about birthright.
The
citizenship.
Supreme Court upheld birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
That's the first topic we've been talking about.
I mean,
we were supposed to be talking about.
good job.
Well, I thought they
doing
wait.
Yeah, let
good
Chris
job
weigh in. He
for
just got
doing
here.
that. Good job for doing their job. This is something that's been around forever. This could have, and now they wanted to skew this and say this didn't affect American families, but the thing is it would have, because again, you are a United States citizen, born of two American parents outside of the United States. You theoretically have birthright citizenship.
It
You
depends.
also have
It
American.
could be a situation where it's either an
Let me
ambassador
finish, 'cause I
or.
wasn't done. Let
All
me
right.
finish.
All right.
Hold on, let
All right.
him finish.
You also have American citizenship, but the thing is at 18 you have a choice. So you can choose where you were born, or you can choose the United States, because, like this brought up, if you're born in another country, you can choose citizenship at 18 there. Most countries recognize this. And I think that while it was the obvious correct choice, I'm not sure if people thought that this Supreme Court would come down to that choice. But it is good to see that they did. I believe it was unanimous, was it not?
It was not unanimous.
No, it
but
was 5-7.
5-7.
Yeah, it was very heavily one side, definitely.
Well, let's put it this way: at least two conservative judges flipped their vote. So
They had to put their head between their legs. They had to tuck their tail and run. Yes, that's
Yeah,
a good thing.
I'm kind of shocked one of them was Kavanaugh, but I'm not shocked that Clarence Thomas was one of the dissenters.
Nope, I'd
No,
never
he
been
dissents
by
on-
Clarence Thomas.
he dissents on a lot of things, even things that quote unquote his side votes for. He has dissented on probably more things than most. I'm not gonna say
Always errs on the side of caution. Always.
So what happens
No,
if
not-
your
not the
parents
caution.
go and
I
don't
would
think
say
so.
caution, CCDV. He is pretty staunch when it comes to right-wing rhetoric.
so what happens if your American mom and your American dad go on vacation and you're ended up being born in a different country on vacation
Yeah.
and you come back?
It
You
actually
have-
is
See,
quite rare.
that's
It's
what I was
That-
going to bring up.
actually
That is a different.
Can I say?
Sorry, go ahead. Go
It's
ahead.
actually not that common. Most women in the later stages of pregnancy don't travel, aren't allowed onto
Yeah.
flights. It's
Often
actually
told they
like there's
cannot
a
fly.
huge thing out of something that actually doesn't happen that often.
It would happen. The only way that it would typically happen in the United States is travel to Canada. Let's say some people work in Canada, so if you're pregnant and you're still working, trying to get as much time in as possible before you're off. Lots of times that can happen, but you're right. As far as travel outside of the United States, anywhere else, Canada and Mexico are the most
Mind you, if you're
obvious
working in Canada,
chances.
then you get a year off for your.
Well, I understand that. I'm just stating that those are where that.
Well, I suppose you don't have
primarily
a
run into.
benefit. You don't have. You
But
probably don't.
military. But
If you're in U.S. and you're working in Canada,
depends on your.
you probably
If
don't.
it's in, but if your job is in Canada, you get that right.
I was going to bring it up in this way. If you are sent to a foreign country by government service, military service, whatever the case may be, then yes, your child still gets to choose whether they want to be a citizen of Germany as well as a citizen of US. They could choose.
Well, they're both
that
until
Alright.
18,
they want.
and then they have to choose.
All right, so Mr.
But
CCDB, one of the things
the outliers of a pregnant
I-
woman going to a foreign country, that's an outlier, and it's judged in a court rather than on the basis of why you were in a foreign country.
Well, hold on.
Wouldn't
I
be
wanted to go
judged
back to
on
one of the
that
things
if they're
that
both
CCDB
American.
asked about. If your parents are Americans and you're born out of this country. Back in the I want to say late 80s. No, actually it was the 90s. I apologize. Sorry. There was a case where a Vietnamese mother sued the United States government to allow her son to attend college in the United States because she was raped by an American soldier during the Vietnam War and had a son. And
Yes,
basically,
and I agreed with that case at the
hold
time.
And she sued saying that her son deserved to have American citizenship and attend college in the United States, and she won, or should I say, her son won because
Yeah, they should have won. Yes, they
and
should
he
have.
was so as long as one of your parents is an American, even if you're born outside of the United States, you can be naturalized to become a citizen. You're not granted automatic citizenship. You can be naturalized. But
As I had just said, that is exactly what I just said.
At the time, her son was being denied naturalization, basically because the state that he wanted to go to college in was like, no, you're not American. We're not going to let you come here. We don't want any more of your kind, essentially.
I've been having to put up with that for the last 10 years. So I get you. I know what you mean.
So it's similar to the Mexican policy I brought up earlier, but not the same.
No, it's not the same. And that's why I'm saying outlier cases like that shouldn't be used to prove the main point. And we're talking about birthright citizenship, meaning you were born in the United States, not in another country by American parents.
That's the thing. I think still that alone has been something that this country has had for, I think, most of it
since the beginning. Yes, all 200
this thing was
years.
This thing was challenged. Yeah, this thing was challenged with the Wong Kim Ark. So, if you guys don't know who Wong Kim Ark was, he was an American citizen who was born here, but his parents were Chinese citizens who were not American citizens who were actually under the rule of the emperor. He was born here. He went to China for something. I forgot what it was. Came back. U.S. basically said, no, you're not a citizen because your parents are not citizens. But he was born here in the United States. Supreme Court went all the way to Supreme Court. They said this is what confirms the 14th Amendment is Wong Kim Ark's his arguments.
Yeah.
Basically, they said that no matter if your parents were citizens or not, if you're born here, you are an American citizen. This has been established with the Supreme Court since Wong Kim Ark.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Unconditional. Well, that's the thing. Is that you can't. You can. I mean, something that this country has done for so long under no.
Now, what we were talking about backstage earlier, I said that first generation citizens of the United States have been some of our greatest war heroes.
What do you
Yeah.
mean first generation?
As
First
in their
generation
parents were
meaning-
immigrants.
Yeah, their parents were immigrants. Hell, even a couple of immigrants went on to become some of our greatest soldiers.
I would agree with that as well.
All right.
I don't
almost
think
every
I don't
South
think
American
immigration
country,
is bad.
almost every South American country, Central American, United States, Canada, Pakistan, Tanzania, and Lesotho, they all have unconditional birthright citizenship. I'm looking for the list of conditional.
Well, we have
either
been
way,
talking about this. We
conditional
went on
or
a little bit of a
unconditional.
tangent, but we've been talking about it for a little bit. So I'm going to change the subject only because I have the banner running. What do you guys feel about the Great American State Fair and the
What?
fact that we spent $150 million on this?
I'm kind of
hilarious.
I have something.
Nobody
I
showed
got
up.
something to say about. I got something to say about that. Most Republican committee Democrats have received confidential disclosures that America 250 donors were firmly misled by fundraisers, including the president's lead fundraiser, Meredith O'Rourke. According to the sources interviewed by committee Democrats, donors who intended to donate to the America 250 were instead given wire instructions with Freedom 250's banking information, including its routing number and account number, so that contributions would instead flow to Freedom 250. A gift solicited in the name of the nation's nonpartisan birthday commission could thus be redirected without the donor's knowledge by an entity created to serve the president's priorities. Such actions could constitute violations of civil laws ranging from political wire fraud, and charitable solicitation fraud under the federal law to charitable solicitations, violations under the law of the District of Columbia, where Freedom 250 is registered and operates as an LLC. Basically, it's America's biggest fucking grift.
Well, I would agree with that, but we're let's focus on the Great American State Fair.
Can I make a
Go ahead.
comment? I'm like
Go ahead.
disappointed for you guys because that could have been super cool. Like I've listened to a few interviews by the original like 250 organization and how they were planning it and what they had in mind, and it sounds like it would have been super amazing. And it's really unfortunate that it ended up getting kind of co-opted and used as like basically money laundering,
Called hijacked.
hijacked,
All right,
and
Here's my
sort of, like,
issue.
fund money towards certain people's donors and not to like do something amazing because it could have been super cool.
Well, two things I want to point out. One, there is a difference between the Freedom 250 and the America 250.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah,
Freedom 250 is the
significant
one
difference.
created by the Trump administration.
Yeah.
The America 250 is the original bipartisan one, where it's not supposed to go to any individual or family or people. It's just meant for the American people. And that the Great American State Fair is a Freedom 250 event. Now they got federal funds, but it's a charity in name only that's run essentially by the Trump family.
But it was
It's an
originally
NGO,
conceived
NGO,
of
non-government organization.
by the
Yeah.
other organization, by the nonpartisan organization. It was conceived of by them, and then it got hijacked by the Freedom.
It was,
Essentially,
it was originally a bipartisan organization. Basically, have equal. You're supposed to have Democrat, Republicans, a representative from every state. What the highlights of the state was, it's supposed to be nonpartisan, not supposed to focus on any political party, just the celebration of America.
And it was a little
Freedom 250 said,
disappointing-
nope, we're going to do all pro-Trump.
It was a little disappointing to see those Confederate flags as well. And was it North Carolina?
Yeah, about
Well,
80% of the exhibits were pro-Christian and pro-Trump.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. I'm gonna disagree with you for a second, a little bit, Dandelion.
Okay.
That version of the Confederate flag, because it is square, the one they actually used, is a Confederate battle flag. That was the one I don't have any issues with because it was square. The one that I have the issue with is the one that has the same dimensions as the United States flag, because that was the one that was adopted by the Ku Klux Klan.
Right. I
So
mean,
you can't blame a flag for
Confederate was
somebody
still like
taking.
against
I-
the United States, though. They did take up arms against your country.
Oh, I agree.
I've
with
I've never heard
aspect.
that argument before.
But yeah,
I've
my
never
issue
heard
with
that
the
argument
Confederate,
before.
yeah, my issue with the Confederate flag is basically if it's square, I don't have an issue with it. If it's got the same dimensions as the U.S. flag, then I have issues because that's not an American flag. That's the flag of the Ku Klux Klan.
No, it
That
is
isn't.
the-
But
that
it was
is
the,
the
but
flag
it
of
was
a
the flag.
rebel.
Listen,
I got to do low job. Be right back.
That is the flag of a rebel organization. Yes, I don't like the Confederate flag most of the
it's been
time. I
adopted.
never heard the
by-
argument about the battle flag versus their standard. So,
Listen.
Well, okay, that's
I
because
appreciate the knowledge.
Let me say something about this real quick. Let's just be honest about this. It was adopted. It was hijacked. Again, it's another hijacking. You can't change your history.
well, what I mean by adopted.
It was
hold on,
used in
Chris.
history.
Chris, no, hold on.
Yes.
The one with the specific dimensions that is sold today, as the Confederate flag, was never used during the Civil War. It was not even created until about 1912 by the Ku Klux Klan.
Wasn't the original one like just Robert E. Lee's battle standard, basically?
Army of Northern
Army of
Virginia, yeah.
was the Army of Kentucky or Army of Tennessee? I can't remember.
Something like
I thought it was the Army of Northern Virginia. It wasn't Northern Virginia?
I don't think it was Northern Virginia.
Oh, it may have been Kentucky. Then I think it was
I thought
Kentucky.
it was Tennessee, Kentucky, or one of those other ones. But
I think it was Kentucky.
so yeah, I'm not going to get too hung up on the flag itself. But what I'm saying, I live in San Diego. This time of year, we have the San Diego County Fair every year. Originally, it was called the Del Mar Fair. The amount the San Diego city government spends on the San Diego County Fair is nowhere near $150 million. I'm going to put that out there right now.
And
amount
I
of
will say that
attendees,
I was a
Hold on. If
I
you
was
add
a-
up the
okay,
amount
go
of
ahead.
attendees that the San Diego County Fair gets every year, and remember, it only lasts like a couple of weeks, is over 5 million people during that 2-week period. And again, nowhere near $150 million is spent on it. It's like a quarter of that amount of money.
That's more than San Francisco County Fair. We spent $0 every year on ours because we never have one.
It's because it's
Well-
a money laundering organization.
So-
not a
Don't you guys remember? Hang on. Don't you guys remember that the IRS gave Trump and his family a blanket pardons? Like, hey, do whatever you want. We can never investigate you
but that
guys
has nothing to
anymore.
do with the state fair. That has almost nothing to do with the state fair. I'm talking about
The
money
attendance,
being well
attendance
spent.
at the state fair was a social issue. The attendance at the state fair was a social issue. There are two issues with the state fair. First, it was social. Second, it was financial. I was a contracting officer in the Army for 5 years. Trust me, I understand government finance. And yes, 150 million sounds right for a ridiculous state fair like that. To me, to my ears, the way I was
Even though, hold on,
trained and
again,
learned.
the San Diego State Fair, which is a government-run state fair,
Which
spent
has
less than a
multiple
quarter
decades
of
of
$150
experience.
million. They spent less than, so they spent about $35-40 million on it. Not
And they
only
have
is it
decades
larger,
of experience with dozens of local contractors that come in to do the fair every year. Yes,
true,
it's an established fair. It didn't cost that much to establish it because it was established so long ago.
true, I will give you that.
Thank you. I always try to make points so that they make sense. Nobody.
Well,
No,
I
I'm
agree
going
with
to say
that.
something. I'm going to say something positive about the state, about the state fair that happened last night in Washington D.C. I will say something very positive. I want to thank President Trump for acknowledging the 4 Artemis astronauts for the accomplishments. I want to thank him for that. That was fucking awesome. I want to thank him for actually acknowledging the Vietnam vets, the Iraq vets, the 100-year-old vets. I want to thank him for doing that. That's fucking awesome. Everything else,
as he turns around and behind everybody's back talks shit on our troops.
yeah, but still, I'm like, I'm like, he did
And
give the
also-
acknowledgement to the
and
vets
also-
and Artemis. Like, that was great.
Wait, time out. And
So did
also about the
Johnson.
Artemis astronauts. Here's the thing about the Artemis astronauts. Well, of course he's going to mention that because he did that.
No, he didn't. Biden did.
No, well,
But that's why he's doing it, because it happened when he was in, and he wants to make it look like, look what I did. This has nothing to do about the people he mentioned.
I
It
will.
has to do about how he feels.
I will give him credit, just like you did. Like, okay, Trump has been very staunch about sending people back to the moon and sending people to Mars, essentially, because he wants to do that American exceptionalism thing. While his reasoning behind it, I'm not 100% behind. I am behind the expansion of, United States and global space endeavors.
But it's
So I will.
I'd rather
it's
not.
all about him.
Honestly, I'd
I'll
rather
give
not
him
see
credit,
any
but-
more earthbound conflicts. I'd rather not see any more earthbound conflicts. I am tired of them.
I agree with that too.
I just think that giving him credit for doing something that he should do. Okay, it used to be we never said anything about our president saying things like "thank you" to the troops or something. Why? Because that's what they should do. And you're giving him credit for doing something that every president has always done. Come on.
Well, like
I'm
I
not
said,
giving him credit. I'm just saying, I'm just acknowledging the fact that he actually acknowledged them.
No,
He's done it
I would
before.
like.
What
I would like to state.
What I was talking about
okay,
was
yeah,
when
go ahead.
Obama cut
Sorry.
NASA's budget, I was pissed at Obama, and I
There's a
admitted
reason
that.
for it. But what were you gonna say, Mr. CCTV?
What was I going to say? Okay, here we go. The state fair was fantastic, even though nobody showed up to it. It looked beautiful. It would have been
Not
great
really.
if people showed up to it, but
Did you see when part of the stage fell and nearly killed the artists that were on the stage at the time?
oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, the pieces were falling.
Did you see when one of the skydivers landed on one of the tents?
That happens in skydive shows.
Yeah, I know, but it happened here too. The preparations for the United States Air Force flyover, they ended up not being able to do that, despite the fact that they put money towards it. The fireworks display or the parade got canceled, but the parade went through. Now the parade got canceled because of heat concerns, so I'm not going to blame them for that. But I would have, tried to check the freaking forecast a little bit better.
Well, I mean, John Quincy Adams was the one who said that it should be celebrated with parades and illuminations and things like that. Celebrations all from coast to coast. John Quincy Adams said that, so we're just trying to follow suit. We're just disagreeing on how it all happened.
To me, it just looks like it wasn't prepared very much, and I say that as someone who doesn't really prepare my streams that well either.
Yeah, you're supposed to do this last
I know.
night.
I
That's why I
never
reminded you this
prepared mine
morning.
either.
That's because I didn't pay my phone bill until this morning.
No wonder I didn't get a notification last night. Yeah, 6:29. I'm like, where the hell's the stream at?
and the fact that I seem to have lost my fucking AC adapter to my laptop.
Oh boy.
You know,
Black
I get
Caddy.
that because I still live off of my VA disability pension. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Pinching pennies at the end of the month to buy a gallon of milk. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, when Top Ramen looks expensive, that's when it's
Oh,
bad.
God. And I hate Top Ramen.
I know it's now 35 cents. It's now 35 cents a bag here. Used to be
No,
10
one of the
cents.
No, I'm not going to go into that. But
No, you shouldn't.
so now one of the things I put in like the little banner at the bottom is that that 150 million does not include the amount being spent on additional police and National Guard for security. That's because
No,
the
that's already
estimated
in the
cost-
budget.
Sorry,
That's already in the budget for each of those organizations.
for a full-on government thing, you would be correct. This is, but remember, Freedom 250 is a non-government organization. That means that the federal government is having to spend additional money on the security for this event. And the estimated
federal
cost
government
is about another
can-
$100 million worth of costs associated for this, both for the city of Washington, D.C. and the National Guard.
Right, but like I said, that's already in the National Guard's budget. It's already in the police department's budget. Any
No,
NGO.
no,
request
it was
their
not.
support.
It was not in the budget for those things. I mean, generalized, yes. Specific, no.
You got to pay for overtime and equipment and all the other shit. It's like having a protest. All of a sudden, you have cops showing up and rioting because it's getting out of hand. That was not planned. That's extra additional funds that has to be paid to police departments for that. This is extra cost they
Okay,
had to do.
police officers, sure, yeah.
This is
but not
it's the same
National Guard.
function. It's the same function, dude. Police officers, National Guard. They had to pay for this extra stuff because this was not in their scheduled.
No,
Yeah,
National
boom.
Guard
It
has
was
already
boom.
paid for
No,
to do all
It
that.
was built.
No,
Yeah,
no.
this was extra stuff, overtime, cost, overhead, that sort of stuff. They have to pay this extra stuff. Yeah, they already have a fine budget of this, but they got to do extra stuff, pay for this because they were not assigned to this last minute. Oh, it's not a government official. It's a private entity. We have to cover for this. Okay, here's overtime pay. Here's overhead pay. Here's overcost pay. Here's maintenance fees paid. Yeah, they have to pay extra
Now-
shit, dude.
Now,
Well,
under
there's a lot
normal
of contracts
situations,
like
now,
that.
hold on. To confirm what Mr. CCD was trying to talk about, under normal circumstances, the National Guard, or at least the federal government, can then basically request a reimbursement from the organizers to get paid to, cover the costs that for having.
Yeah, they can. Depending on whether the battalion commander wants to put in the paperwork for it, yeah.
Oh, are you kidding me? Every battalion commander is going to want to put in that paperwork.
Of course they are. It wouldn't be a good battalion commander if they didn't.
So, but the odds of the National
damn it.
Guard getting reimbursed by Freedom 250 for the being used for security, they're not going to get that, dude.
No, probably not.
So the amount that any cost overages that this is going over is being paid by U.S. tax dollars, in addition to the U.S. tax dollars that already went into this event to begin with. And if you want to think about it this way, that means the amount that this state fair, or this Great American State Fair, is going to cost the U.S. taxpayers, with the average income for a U.S. taxpayer, means that over every American has essentially paid about $15 for this state fair, or for the Great American State Fair, in their taxes.
All right. That is how taxes work, and it is a government
I'd
program.
I'd rather have my $15 so I can get a Big Mac combo, okay?
Dude, that's more. I can't even afford a Big Mac combo for $15, like 17 here.
I understand your want for that. It's a good thing I don't have a driver's license anymore, so I don't have to pay for gas.
Oh,
And
trust
it
me,
is
you're
the
still
same
paying for gas.
concept. It is.
Hey, what did you guys think of the
concept.
local fireworks show that happened last night?
What are you talking about?
Did you see that little video I put in the CNA chat about these San Diego explosions?
No, I did not, and I didn't. Because the
fireworks
was going to be something else I was going to bring up. So
Yeah, let me
Fireworks also, ignited the Brooklyn Bridge briefly too.
yeah. San Diego had little fire explosions, so did New York.
Explosions on the 4th of July.
okay,
Not the
I
kind
did
of
not see this,
explosions that were
Elihu.
supposed
So you're gonna have to
happen,
give
huh?
me. You're gonna have to give it to me. Which thing are you talking about? Like, where did it happen in San Diego?
That escalated. Wait, guys.
Shut up, Chris. Shut up. Shut up, Chris. Shut
Go
up.
somewhere else.
Shut up. Shut up, Chris.
I'm trying to pull up the post right now.
Have you met me? Let me introduce
Yes, I have.
Don't-
I have. Yes.
Don't make him put his glasses on, damn it.
Oh God, please no.
Sorry, my internet is a little slow this morning. Trying to pull up the article.
Go
Are you drinking beer already?
No.
Oh, well, that's
It's
just
called the
you're supposed to-
CNA
you're
stream.
supposed to be drinking.
It's
thought-
called the
Caffeine, nicotine,
CNA
alcohol.
I thought I was the
Yeah.
only one who didn't drink on this stream, and maybe pickles.
Da-
I don't know.
Dandelion, even I have
I
whiskey
don't
in my
drink-
coffee.
Hey, I got regular coffee. Okay.
I just have regular tea as well because I have to like drive and stuff after this. So.
This isn't the CNA stream.
No, you're right. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
know.
A little
That's
bit
the next
This
early.
is the one we
Okay, yes,
actually
I
should be drinking for.
Though
I have
though
started
would say
drinking
that I
this
would
morning,
almost-
so yes.
I
Okay.
would call it. I think we should start calling this the PSPD show, pre-show politics and drinking, because with talking politics, that's literally something that will drive you to drink right now.
It is literally the
Yeah.
only thing that gets me through political drinks or political
Wait, I thought I put
discussion.
it in CNA. What the hell is it?
It's still CNA.
Yeah, pre-show politics, D&D, drinks and discussion.
Yes, there you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
Where the hell is it?
What the hell is
I can't
going
find
on?
I don't know. I thought I put the article in the CNA thing, and now it's not here. What the hell happened to it?
I was giving Elihu like walk-up music.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find this link here.
Oh, I thought Elihu had an ad or something that was playing the
Elihu, did you put it in the wrong chat? Like, is it the chat for CNA that you put it in and not for the pre-show politics? Is
No,
it
there's
that?
only it's both.
Yeah,
Oh.
CNA pre-show politics. What the hell
Oh.
did I do with
I was
that thing
going to
about
say,
Diego?
it
Oh, I
still
see.
says
You're talking
CNA.
about your Twitter thing. I thought you put it on the thing here, like in this chat.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought I-
the Twitter group chat. Yeah, the Twitter group chat. I haven't seen the article. I've seen a lot of the pictures you posted, but I haven't seen an article.
what the hell?
Because if you know anything about San Diego's history, you know that wasn't the first time a fireworks display is caught on fire.
Yeah, I know. It's like about 30 seconds.
One of the
last
most famous
total.
ones happened in the, I want to say 90s, where a barge full of fireworks caught on fire out in Mission Bay.
Oh my
And-
God, I remember that. Jesus,
Yeah.
I was in LA at the time. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a pretty famous fireworks mishap. At least it happened on a barge in the middle of water.
Yeah.
But like if it happened anywhere else, that would have burned down quite a large area.
I mean, just a couple of years later, we had to go down to NCRD and we traveled all over San Diego because we were there. We never got to go there before. So, yeah, I mean, it didn't burn down the city. you
No.
know?
But it was a great
No, Mr.
it's
O'Leary's
a great video if
Cowboy
you've never seen it.
Okay, now I can't find it. Shit.
Yes, it's been scrubbed because they're like, oh God, we can't let people see this.
I always think it seems like it would be a good idea to do fireworks in the water, but anytime I've gone to see them, like I know in Toronto, there's they do a bunch of fireworks off a barge again, off the
Yeah.
waterfront, but the wind is always prevailing from the lake onto the shore. And I've actually
You gotta
had
be
to-
careful.
I've actually had to leap out of the way of large chunks of flying, burning debris before when I was at that fireworks display. That was actually probably the most exciting fireworks I've ever been to, but not
Well,
not for good
that's
reason.
why I stopped.
Well,
That's why I stopped going to fireworks at Huntington Beach. 'Cause The
Yeah.
beach wind would always blow the embers right back onto us.
Right? But it's
Well,
not
last
always
night-
just like a few little, like, dancing sparks. It's like big old chunks of something. It's like, what the fuck is all this shit?
I will say
last
something.
night at the Golden
but-
last night at the Golden Gate Bridge had fireworks. It was cloudy as fuck. It was colorful clouds. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I will say something that I noticed last night because I parked at the top of a hill where I could see several fireworks displays all around San Diego at the same time.
Nice.
But what I noticed, and it was kind of annoying, at least for me, is all the drones flying above each fireworks display trying to capture it. Because of the FAA rules, those drones now have to have lights on them, which I do agree with, but the amount of the lights was just like distracting from the fireworks.
Yeah.
Because they all got to fly
It'd be like
just high
watching
enough
a
above the firework. Sorry?
It would be like watching a firefly display in the middle of a fireworks display. It's
Yeah.
just right in the way, and you can't get your head around it.
I hate it
Like
when I'm out
sitting
hiking
behind the tallest
and hear
person
some
in the movie
buzzing
theater.
around.
But it's just like I'm watching the fireworks, and then you can see all the drones circling around where the fireworks are launching, and it wasn't like one or two drones. I'm talking about like 100 different drones people are flying over
Maybe-
each one of these.
Maybe they need to start making those like a no-fly zone for drones.
Yeah,
They
I
do,
would
they
say
make the
Probably
announcements.
will soon.
But I guess once you've got, the fireworks are going, it's not like you're going to be able to like, stop them. Well, I don't know. A few people will probably start losing their drones to fireworks, and then we'll maybe get a drawback on that.
maybe have like localized radio jammers to prevent people from flying their damn drones.
Maybe.
Oh, God, to me it was just annoying.
I know.
But since Elihu can't find that, I'm going to go to my last and final topic.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just because I wanted to mention something about here in San Diego.
Sure.
How familiar is anyone here with the company General Atomics?
Not at all.
All
I
right,
just
General
know the name
Atomics.
from applying for them.
Say that again.
I said I only know the name from applying for a job with them.
Well, they actually make airplane and jet parts for a number of companies. They have a bunch of military contracts as well. And apparently they're going to dip their toes into fusion energy.
Yay!
Really?
And the California state government has just given them a grant for $20 million to start setting up a fusion blanket project here in Poway, California, in San Diego County.
Well, Mike, it's been nice knowing you. By the way, 5 million sunblock is recommended. Water evaporation is expected. Now, though you guys typically don't have that much water, anyways.
You are semi-arid anyway.
Okay.
I would
Now-
suggest a quick trip to the sun to get acclimated. So,
Wait,
Just a
Chris,
short
should I go?
trip.
Just so I don't get burned, should I go to the sun at night?
Yeah.
yes,
Good idea.
it's much less light and much less temperature based then. In fact, most people don't know this. By the way, those of you out there, Elihu can back me up on the science of this, is that from the time of sundown to sunrise, wherever you are in the world, the sun actually takes time off and turns off for 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah, I saw the
The other
Monty
side
of the
Python
planet.
historical
Oh, wait, I forgot.
document on that.
I forgot the planet's flat. My mistake.
Yes, exactly. So yes, it's much easier to go there at night. So when the lights go out and like the sky is
I am
black,
correcting
stars
you,
are-
Chris. I am correcting you, Chris.
wait,
It's
wait,
not
I'm
8
not
to
done.
12 hours.
Wait,
It's
wait,
10
wait, wait.
to 12 hours.
All right, fine.
10 to 12.
You're right. So, but my
Jeez.
point is that
On the time
when
of
it's
year,
dark
because-
out and you see the lights, you can actually travel to the sun, go down to the surface, and walk around and see it. It's nice.
My
But you got to get out of there
Going down the
before
sun.
it comes back and turns.
You gotta
Alright.
get out of there
You do
within
that.
12 hours, yeah.
I'm going to need
I
Elihu's
remember
help
that
on this
when I
real
went
quick.
there.
I'm going to need Elihu's help as our resident high science guy.
Mhm.
Elihu, can you explain to Chris what a fusion blanket actually is?
You
I
don't
have
need
a
to, but
question
okay, go ahead.
before we do that, though. Chris,
Dude,
what
that is not my
What
expertise. I'm
happens
not a.
if you're like above it's summer and you're above the northern circle? Like, the sun never goes down. So can you still visit the sun if you live in the North Pole?
No, they can.
No, you have
for
to
some
wait
reason,
for winter
they'll
time.
Here's the thing, though. That's really not like. I know they say that that's like a time of year that happens. It's actually not. Bob, the maintenance man, just can't get the right part to fix the switch. it happens the same time for the same length of time every year.
Yeah,
They've been talking about it for a long time.
I've been asking Bob to fix that for a long time.
There's a time, like a lifetime on that switch, and that particular switch in that area of the world. It was a defective model. They know about it, but nobody has wanted to pony up to actually upgrade the system.
To be honest with you,
solution is usually the
I've been waiting for it for about 3 billion years. So, yeah, Bob is taking his time, no doubt about that.
I know.
All right. I want to explain. A fusion blanket is part of a fusion reactor. It is not the full fusion reactor. They will not be actually doing any fusion experiments.
I know.
What they're going to be doing is basically building the part of the fusion reactor that collects neutrons from the fusion reaction, just to basically to see if they can. Because remember, this is a company that hasn't done much fusion research in the past.
Yeah, not a
But
quantum
you said
physicist.
they
I don't know
weren't
this
going to
shit,
do
dude.
a fusion reaction.
So this is basically a prototype of part of a fusion reactor, not a full fusion reactor. They won't be actually making a miniature sun anytime soon.
Okay,
So
hang on a
we
second.
think
Did you just say that
Combining
they
oxygen
had
this
much
way.
to do with fusion reactors? Hasn't nobody had much to do with fusion reactors?
Oh no. There's been lots of.
I don't think
Listen,
anybody
that's
can
the
make
next
that
step of
call.
nuclear. That's the next step of nuclear science. Is that they've been trying for years. It's just
They've been
certain
trying for
aspects of it
decades
that
to fuse hydrogen.
there's
Well, we can
It's
fuse hydrogen, or we actually fuse deuterium and tritium, but the issue that we have with it
that's
is
just more
it tends to be
hydrogen atoms,
uncontrolled. Technically, we've been doing fusion
you take
reactions
heavy
for over
water.
70 years.
You take heavy water like deuterium. It has H2O2, I think, is what it is.
No, it's
so
it's
just an extra atom.
it's still H2O, or sorry, it's still H, but it's an isotope that has either one or two neutrons. For deuterium is one neutron, tritium is two neutrons. So they take heavy water and they basically, I'm dumbing this down. They run it through a sieve and they collect the heavier isotopes of hydrogen.
Run it through a sieve. I like that.
As I said, I'm dumbing it down.
Yeah, that is about the dumbest version I've ever heard. But okay, go
I mean,
ahead.
in reality, they're spinning it in a cyclotron, and the lighter versions of hydrogen get spit out while the heavier ones stay.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're not getting the neutrons. They're not siphoning out the actual energy of it.
Well, not in a cyclotron, no. But right now, our fusion experiments, it's hard to maintain a fusion reaction for long periods of time because you got to start off by putting a lot of energy into it. And I think only once in the last 10 years have we actually had a reaction that generated more power than we put into it.
Maybe they need
I
to add
think it
some
was a
Viagra.
sustained reaction for about 3 seconds. I think it was
If they're not
sustained
keeping
reaction for
their
3 seconds.
reaction up
Yeah.
for long enough, maybe they need some Viagra in there.
Oh yeah, we need to give hydrogen Viagra.
Yeah, it's a sustained reaction.
Yeah, I have no idea because I have no concept of this because I'm not a quantum physicist, astrophysicist, two different things. So I don't know quantum mechanics as well.
I'm no sort of physicist, so I have no idea.
Okay,
I'm not that-
again, organic chemist here, and I still know enough about this. So I figured,
High school graduate who
astrophysics-
just read articles.
and I didn't put it in there, but we got a little bit of time left. We can talk about something that is going to generate a lot of political discussion in the near future. And I'm only going to bring this up because I'm an organic chemist. We have officially created the first artificial cell.
Ooh.
Shit.
So it's completely artificial. Unfortunately, we still have to maintain a proper environment for it and feed it consistently because it's not able to feed itself.
That's
But
not going to last
for-
long.
No. but it is a rudimentary cell, and for early life experiments, this is going to be freaking huge because it's the first time we may be able to create any form of quote unquote life on its own. Again, most scientists are not calling this life yet. They're just calling it an artificial
Good.
cell.
Synthetic
I would
cell.
like to see the research on it if they ever actually do
It's
decide.
like
to
Jim, but not as we know it.
What is the intended like purpose? Like what? Just to see if they could do it, or
Medical
just-
and biotechnical technical
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
research.
time out. Stop. Wait, I want to say something.
Go
For
ahead.
the stem cells.
What was the intended purpose? Bunch of guys, bunch of beer, barbecue, and one of them says, "Here, John, hold my beer." Says, "Look, I can do this."
Yep.
Yeah, instead of using stem cells, instead of using stem
Yeah,
cells, they
you're right.
got artificial cells
That's
now.
always the intended. It's like, oh, let's
I will
try
put it to you-
it.
Hold on.
I know what you're talking about, Mike.
Let me.
I know what you're talking about, Mike.
I want to explain to Dandelion the actual intended purpose for something like this.
Thank you.
Okay, so Dandelion, do you know how most insulin is made in the world?
I believe it's in chicken eggs, is it not?
No.
No, that's
that-
viruses.
We have basically we took a form of E. coli, we injected it with a retrovirus so that when it eats sugar, it turns it into insulin. Basically it eats it and poops out insulin.
Okay.
Okay. Now imagine we make artificial cells where we don't actually have to genetically modify them first. We can make cells that act like bacteria that can eat one substance and convert it into another substance that we need.
That seems like a good purpose.
So instead of having a retrovirus that, sometimes an organism can become immune to that virus, or it can revert its own genetics through there's an organelle that actually repairs DNA. So sometimes it will reverse a retroviral treatment.
Right.
Reverse transcriptase. There we go.
Yeah, transcriptors. They get
Imagine if
shorter
we
as you get
create an
older.
artificial cell or an artificial form of life that, inherent to its genetic code, will do nothing but insert one thing, export another. So we can now create insulin. We can now create drugs. We can create, think of 3D printers that are organic.
Yeah, no, I know they can like 3D print, like their plan is to 3D print body parts. I have heard that.
Yeah. But imagine that you actually have an organism who cannot break down, will consistently repair itself, and can auto-correct itself based on its genetic code.
Wouldn't it make more sense to just print a new pancreas for people who are...
But people like you're saying, this could actually print someone's pancreas using their own
Right.
DNA as a template.
Instead of using plastic in the 3D printer, you're using organic cells in the 3D printer to create this organism.
So imagine you feed this artificial cell someone's DNA, and it will create a new pancreas for that person based on that person's genetic code, meaning there's no chance of rejection.
Right. You would
Think about it.
basically
That's
take
how important this artificial cell is.
That reminds me of that conversation
part
between Putin
immense.
and Xi Jinping that they had last year. You remember that audio that Putin and Xi Jinping had about growing body parts, living forever? That the translators had the thing that got audio leaked last year when they met. Kind of reminds me of what they were talking about, dude.
Well, I don't know about that, but this
I don't
concept
know about that
artificial
either, but
cell,
Look it
I'm
up.
saying
Look it up.
this-
you would just have to take a biopsy from my spine with just a tiny portion of my my spinal cord, and then you could grow me a brand new spinal cord so I don't have to have this goddamn disease anymore.
Well, unfortunately, as far as I know about that kind of stuff, spinal cord injuries and diseases are not something this is going to be able to help within the next 100 years.
I get
Because the
that.
spinal cord is a
I
little
approve,
bit.
I approve it for my future generations.
Oh, come on. Crusher grew Worf a brand new spinal column. It can't be done.
Oh yeah,
But
I
hold on,
love
if
fiction.
properly funded, and that's a huge caveat, if properly funded, this type of research could end kidney diseases, heart diseases, lung diseases, any major organ other than, the brain and the spine, essentially. And that is freaking huge.
I'd love to see it in the brain
from
and
the
the
manufacturing
spine.
point of view, it could make things incredibly cheap to produce.
That is true. And then all the vegans would have to shut the hell up because we're not farting cows anymore. We can just eat a steak that's been grown in a lab, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
No. I don't want no lab grown.
Well, that is actually something they could do. Is instead of lab grown meat, this would be lab printed meat.
I'm perfectly okay with that. You can make the perfect sirloin every time if you have printed meat.
Now, again, the main issue with this type of thing is it has to be properly funded. It's going to require government funding, and I know the current administration is really against funding any sort of science stuff, especially stuff that is against, certain right-wing groups don't like.
I know.
Maybe they should.
The thing is, I'm a Christian. I'm a faithful conservative Christian, and so I should be agreeing with everything they're doing right now, but I don't. Especially in trying to bring the church back into the state, I think that should continue to stay separate.
Well, if you know anything about the Discovery Institute and James Tour specifically, and yes, I'm calling you out, James. I know you watch the show. He is heavily against any sort of early life discussions and any proofs about natural causes for life.
Yeah, a 10-minute carousal of the modern documentation. You cannot refute it. The Earth is billions of years old.
One of the things James Tour has been said for years. We're not able to make a cell, so that means that life has to come from God. And it's like, well, we just made our own cell. Sorry.
Actually, that's the story of Babylon. That's the Tower of Babylon all over again.
Yeah, look at the
morality tale. We may be enriching ourselves
evolving onto space. Yeah, right. That's bullshit.
So basically, to tie this back into politics, we need to have politicians that are willing to fund on a government level this type of research, because this might be the next big frontier in American commerce.
Mike, I need to correct your statement. We already have politicians do that. We need Republican politicians to do that. To start doing that. Because Democrats are already doing this.
I will say this, Elihu, there are Democrats that are even against this type of research as well.
That's what I said. Some Democrats are actually supporting this and for this. But mainly it's Republicans that are against this. That's why you need to read your statement. Yeah. Every member of Congress needs to actually listen to scientists. Look at science fiction movies. Listen to a scientist, what happens?
The unfortunate thing is, unfortunate for you and not unfortunate for everyone else, is another country will pick up the slack on that and fund that research.
Oh, China absolutely will.
Even Canada's been poaching professors and researchers and stuff like that. Not poaching, but
I know.
Please take Avi Loeb.
No, poaching works because
please take Avi Loeb from us.
No, we had him before. We gave him to you. You can keep him.
No. We don't want Avi Loeb anymore. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, Danny Lyon, hold on. Just to be fair, Discovery Institute does have a major Canadian branch as well.
I would assume so. Yeah.
So just to let you know, it's not like Canada's perfect as well.
No, absolutely not. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying a lot of that really amazing research that's going on is drifting away from the U.S. because of the policies of your current administration.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the progressions that are going to happen in the next few years, the next couple of decades, is going to be a bunch of independent people getting together and going, these fucking retards in the government can't do shit. Let's get together and do something. I
That's
think
what happened in
where
1776.
the next
Well, the other thing is, with this type of research, you definitely need to have government oversight because you don't want to have some independent person using this type of stuff to create 3D printed bombs. You know what I mean?
That's why you cannot
we already have the
3D print any
capability of
weapons.
doing that.
Okay, but what I'm talking about with this organic cell thing, artificial cell, Elihu. Think of someone creating a colony that just you pour sugar in the
Oh,
top and out comes
bioweapon. Okay.
pre-made plastic bombs.
Organic bombs?
Basically,
With the-
yeah.
with the-
Like, quite literally, shat out 3D printed bombs.
I don't doubt that
That's
that
like
will happen
yeah, because that's the
actually
equivalent of
sooner than you may
3D
think.
printing a iPhone. You have all the components actually working
Yeah.
with the gunpowder, the springs. No,
No,
That
Elihu,
sounds
you're
more
not
like a
understanding me.
science fiction concept.
Elihu, you're not understanding me. These could be made to do the same thing with phones. They could literally they could shit out a 3D printed phone.
okay, because right now you have to assemble the pieces.
Yeah. We're talking about an organism, a colony, where each part of the colony can be used to create a different part of the phone. So it would literally just start shitting out a phone. And I'm using shitting as a euphemism here. They would create a phone based on their
Yes.
genetic code.
And,
Well,
and
science
if
fiction
you
is
were
pretty
able
science
to
fact.
do it, if you were able to do it organically, it would be incredibly tiny, and you could just stick it on your wrist.
The polite
Well-
way of saying it is they poot out a phone.
It's pooped out.
Okay.
But I'm just like, this is probably one of the biggest things in science in the last 50 years.
Well, they've been looking for cellular code
Okay, I'm
for
back.
decades. Yeah.
That the
back.
mRNA research is amazing too. Like that's freaking pretty cool.
And
right,
the
what's
fact
the
that we have that
conversation now?
mRNA, because remember, as far as we know about early life, it was mostly RNA based. So we know enough about early life that the genetic code that we could use for this sort of life is an mRNA molecule.
Okay, you should say assumed knowledge because it is theoretical at this point, proven mathematically, but not proven physically. So this
But we have life.
technology
We
could
have
prove that
we have
physically
forms of
now.
life today that don't have DNA. That's the whole point. That we
Right,
still
and this
actually have
research
certain.
could prove out all the
So-
theories about life.
This
Well,
is
that's
just an
the immortal
example of how
jellyfish.
things, that it's possible.
What's possible?
Anything is possible.
Knowing how life started. So
Nothing
you
is
could say
impossible,
that
just
you're
improbable.
So that
Yeah,
you could say you're
so-
an evolutionist without having to have faith in evolution.
That's a faith
Well,
in the fact.
faith in
Faith of the
evolution is a
heart?
different form of faith.
What about faith of the heart?
Oh, shut up, Elihu. All right. Anything else you guys want to chime in? Because I'm going to end the stream in about 2 minutes.
I wish the news would stop talking about Mexico versus England.
Apparently, Ambassador
got
Hoekstra
15
wants American booze back on Canadian shelves next year. That'll be fun. Nobody wants to buy it.
Except Johnny
Why would you
Walker,
want
Jack
American
Daniels.
booze?
Jack Daniels, come on.
We bought all our booze from you in the 1920s.
That's true.
Damn right.
That's true.
I don't know what else. What else the hell is going on? They are they still pushing the Save Act?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that died.
Yes.
That died.
That
No,
is never
Trump-
going to
mentioned
die.
before too. I was gonna ask
Trump-
because I was the
Trump is still pushing for it.
The SCOTUS did not. The SCOTUS did not uphold birthship rights, right?
Birthright citizenship. Get it right.
Birthright citizenship. I'm sorry, it's fucking triple compound words.
They upheld
I
that,
love
they
you,
not upheld the
LBG.
term.
So SCOTUS didn't uphold birthright citizenship, It
No,
upheld.
they did uphold
It-
birthright
it-
citizenship.
Oh God,
They
I'm
did
sorry.
not
Like, I'm
do the
still.
transport.
Let me ask you a question. Do you
his
eat your
executive order
cheeseburger
tried to
before or
stop it.
after it's actually cooked? Okay. Do you walk in the kitchen and just grab it off the? Wait for the. Can I cook? Can I cook? Okay.
No.
Let me cook. All right. I was saying was SCOTUS did not freaking uphold birthright citizenship more than it upheld dropping it through an executive order. I believe they said that you have to do it the right way. If you want to change the 14th, then you have to do it through an amendment, not an executive order. So they didn't uphold shit. The only thing they upholded was the Trump's attempt to bypass it through an executive order, which isn't the proper way of doing things in the first place. So there you go. Now, if it would have been a law, if they would have passed a law, I don't think they would have stopped it.
No, I don't.
All right,
think
Is that how Florida
has
man
to-
logic
it has to
works?
require a constitutional amendment.
Yeah, the thing is,
What?
LDG, the odds
Don't
of being
insult
able
me.
to pass an amendment now is going to be so difficult that odds are we'll never pass another one again.
I got something else to quick bring up real fast.
I thought
What do
they
you guys feel about a private company logo being printed on Social Security cards?
No.
I'm sorry. What are you
That's-
talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not going to go
what?
into that, Elihu, but I know what you're talking about.
What on Social Security?
Okay, remember how we were talking about the Great American State Fair was put on by the Freedom 250 organization, a non-government organization?
Yeah, I remember you guys talking about that while I was driving. Yeah.
All right. Trump wants to put, Trump is going to have, or this administration, not Trump himself, is going to have Freedom 250 stamped on every Social Security card for any child born between July 2nd and December 31st for the rest of the year.
I have no
that's
problem
bullshit.
with that.
You want
Even though it's
sponsorship?
a
on your own
non-government
Social Security card?
organization.
I have advertisements on my VA ID card.
But do you have any on your Social Security card?
Well, no, but nobody's ever tried to put one on a Social
Yeah,
Security card.
This is the first
before.
time we're going to have an advertisement on a Social Security card.
I know. Next thing you know, you're gonna have companies like
Government
7-Eleven
issued
and shit.
identifications should advertise shit. Just generally speaking.
Well, to be honest
I
with you,
agree with you there.
the things that are advertised on my VA card are like the soldiers' hotline for suicide and stuff like that. But they are advertisements, and they are not from the
No.
government.
A
But
private
yes,
company. I'm not talking about helplines or anything like that.
Yeah, we
Talking about like
can talk more
Anthropic,
about that next week.
7-Eleven.
We can talk about that next week. I'm going to end the stream only because I want to get ready for the next one and try to invite Caddy because one of the things I want to talk about, she's passionate about too. So I will see you guys in about 12 minutes.
All right. I probably
Later,
won't be
folks.
there. I won't be there.
You stay
till-
here.
I gotta get
I'll be
stuff
there long
ready.
enough to show you the bread when it comes out of the oven. That's about it. I don't think it was a very good roll
Oh.
this week though, because it was really the dough was really wet. So
Oh, we
All
got
right.
a bread
We're
porn yet?
using
Did I miss
sourdough
bread porn?
starter.
I have to do it. It's not
Shit.
out of the oven yet. It's going to be another
okay.
like 10 minutes, and then I'll show it at the
I'm
beginning.
still
of the
cooking. I'll let you cook. I'll take my own advice. I'll let you cook. No problem.
Yeah,
Did you use
All right.
sourdough starter or yeast?
always. I always use sourdough.
Okay, there you go.
Nothing better than checking out Dandy